What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Echoes in the Dark. My name is Bludborn. I've actually got somebody else with me this time, and I'm super excited because I'm hoping he's going to be here every time.
Tell him who.
It is the one and the only Trainsworth.
Tell him who, Brian.
I just did.
That's my fucking
The High Warlord himself, Trainsworth.
Soul seller.
Soul seller.
Sold my soul.
You did. I wasn't able to talk to you for like weeks, months.
It was a solid 2 months.
Yeah. I lost my friend for a while.
Pure sadness. Pure soul selling adrenaline Adderall filled weeks.
But was it worth it? That is the important question.
Oh yeah. No?
No.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
So you are playing WoW Classic. I am playing Lotro and New World. So
Yep.
we have this thing in common where we play the MMORPGs.
We're some grinders.
We're some MMO boys.
Some grindy boys.
Yeah. And so how long have you been playing WoW?
On and off for, I don't know, 15 years. Pert near, give or take a couple days.
Yeah.
I
You
can
and
hit
I,
with my Flash Blade,
you could,
but I'm offline right now.
yeah. We don't need you back in there right now.
I know you don't. There's get a lot of silence and me popping off every minute, like
Finding hunters and raging on
finding
them.
hunters.
So we got an opportunity to play WoW for a little bit together. Get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that.
Classic.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you some stuff about WoW, and then we'll talk about little Ashes of Creation.
Okay.
So what is it about WoW for you that keeps you playing it?
Man, I think it gotten to this point where it's like I don't even like go out and do things with my buds because I do things in the world of Warcraft with my buds. I mean, like seriously though, that's where I like, some people like to go out to the bars, which I'm one of them occasionally.
You do.
I got a girl upstairs that makes me do things, and that's fine. But sometimes I just want to sit in my sweet, sweet chair and kill ogres and talk to my buds about how better I am than them. Let's see, like gameplay wise, I think it's more the earlier games. That's why I've been playing Classic.
Yeah.
Like the retail ones didn't really do it for me. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that later. But the Classic ones, I mean, right now we're in TBC. I feel like the PvE content was fun and engaging. It might not be the most difficult by any means, but it's something that I can jump in with 24 other homies and get decently.
Gotta have the homies.
What you say?
Gotta have the homies.
You gotta have the homies, dude. You gotta enjoy the homies. And some of those dudes are my best friends. And me and a little bit of a Jalisco, Mexico's finest tequila goes well with some raids that aren't super hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. There have been many drinking nights and raiding.
If I'm not drinking, we're progressing.
One way or another, we're progressing.
Yeah, it's one way or another.
So yeah, I mean, like you've been playing your mage for like a million years, and
That's it, dude.
So is that like pretty much your jam is caster, right? Like that's what you like.
So I mean, it depends on the game. Like
Yeah.
I play Diablo also. Diablo 2 was like my second first love. That and World of Warcraft. Path was very fun, but I felt like once you got end game, everything kind of exploded and you didn't even know what you were killing. But that's a whole different conversation as well. In those games, I actually preferred like barbarians. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to. I remember I was a big fan of whirlwind barbs in Diablo 2, and then in Path, there was a couple items that you could just like punch people to death with. I thought, okay, that's hard. I want to do that.
So like and we'll definitely talk about this in a little bit because Ashes has 64 classes and all that good stuff.
I have yet to like go through all of them. I'm very excited.
We have time.
Yeah.
we have time.
That's very true.
So like with I don't know, like with MMOs, like do you think in, well, I mean, you've really played, have you played other MMOs? Like,
So I've given a couple a shot. Let's see. I tried man, okay, we're gonna throw it back real quick. Do you
all right,
remember when fuck man, I don't remember what it was called. I think it was like a Dungeons and Dragons based one.
was it DDO?
Make that not abbreviated for me. Dungeons and Dragons Online? That's dumb. Let me think.
Oh,
I
wait,
don't
wait. The other one?
think so.
Neverwinter?
Neverwinter. That's what it
I
was.
I got you, bud.
Yeah, that got real pay to win real quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
And that's my problem with some of these MMOs, man.
Just like being able to buy stuff that is like, so pay to win is a big topic that's, you know, for New World right now, because
Okay.
I don't know if you remember seeing all that stuff on Twitter and whatnot during the alphas and betas and stuff.
Oh, I watched constant videos being poured onto my YouTube streams.
Yeah.
I was watching that shit left and right. I mean, Asmongold was talking about it. I talked to you about it. I was just watching random dudes I never even heard of talk about it, and it was concerning because like when it comes to the pay to win, I hate that. I am all about supporting like the artists. So if you have, you know,
cosmetics, mounts.
Yeah, cosmetics. Like, you know, I'll buy a mount here and there.
Yeah.
Now, I still want there to be like, I want people to be running around with Ashes of Law, something you had to fucking earn, right? Like it's not only cool looking, but you had to earn it, and it was rare, like those kind of things. But it's like I'm okay with. I would pay $10 to $25 for a really cool mount. You know what I mean? Like I have no problem in doing that. And I'm sure a lot of other people.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise they wouldn't do it, right? I mean, like if they didn't, if it didn't sell, they just wouldn't do it. I mean, because it's a waste of design time and all that stuff. But like, you know, that was the whole controversy, was that, you know, they were talking about doing this stuff in New World. And I remember there was even a comment, I think it came out of the Ashes of Creation Discord, where, you know, Steven, the creative director, made some like tossing some barbs at New World, like, really guys, come on, and all this stuff. And, you know, and it was kind of funny because a lot of people view the stuff with Ashes right now with the alpha access is like, oh, you're paying $500 to, you know, play an alpha. And it's like,
you don't have to.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you don't have to. And number two is like, everything that's pay to win, you know, big air quotes, everything is, I think, is pretty subjective. Like it's not like, you know, you're not going in and buying a best in slot item in a lot of cases.
Yeah, that's where it's like, okay, if you're buying more bag space, like I still kind of don't like that, but you know, it's not going to make you like a fucking better player. But if you're able to just buy the best staff in the game, it's like,
yeah,
what? Hold on, no,
yeah, and like a lot of mobile games are like that, but I think like
so many mobile games.
Yeah, and I think realistically, like for you know, Lord of the Rings, for WoW, for Ashes, for New World, like there's a lot of cosmetic stuff. There's a lot of, you know, for lack of a better term, fluff. And, you know, it's just like people want to look unique when they're out there in the world. They want to, you know.
Brian's a fluffer confirmed.
What's that? God, I hate you. Why did I agree to do this? Oh, wait, it was my idea. Shit.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
You knew what you were getting into.
I really did.
I bring the stupid to your knowledge.
Haha.
Oh.
You have plenty of knowledge.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I can press my buttons in the right order. That's about it.
Sometimes that's all you need, man.
Hey, sometimes part of a team, you're like, dude, just give me someone that doesn't stand. Get out of that.
Get out of that. Oh, you're talking to me? Yeah, you're literally the only one.
God,
yeah.
Bless America, dude. What a beautiful soul.
Yeah. That was
He's so smart and so just hilarious with his shapes. It's great.
With his shapes, I know what you're talking about.
Kill circle. Why are you guys hitting circle? It's like,
yes. You're so good with your circle. But yeah, so like pay to win, it's kind of just in this weird space. Like XP buffs, I know, were like the big one that they were talking about, and trade skill buffs and stuff like that. That was the big one they were talking about with New World.
What's trade skill buffs? What's that mean?
So like I've never heard of this. In New World, you can advance every profession on one character. Like you can literally progress everything on one character, except for the other two factions which you are not in. So you can level up every weapon type, and you can level up.
By paying for it?
No. They were. Okay. This is something they were talking about. They were talking about, and this was in an alpha like forum and it got leaked from there, and it was like
people took it the worst way. Like,
naturally,
dude.
Yeah, and it's just like, people just doing all, oh, if this happens, I'm just gonna refund the game. And it's like, okay, bye. Like, no big deal. But like, and I get there's some validity to it for sure. Like, you don't want to have your time invalidated because you did all the grinding to do it the hard way, when somebody else just buys buffs and then they do it in half the time,
right? And
they can make money. Yeah, exactly. That starts to mess with the economy and stuff like that. And I get those perspectives and whatnot, but it's like there's the whole thing where it comes in: is it pay to win or is it convenience, stuff like that. And like, I don't have a problem with the convenience stuff. Like you were talking about with bags. Like, yeah, it's not game breaking. It's not like, oh, he's got 6 bags, so he's going to one-shot me. Like, that doesn't...
There's bricks in those bags.
Just, that's not going to happen. So, does that mean you can, stay out farming, a particular mat longer? Sure. Like... Right. So maybe you'll make a little bit more money off of that or something like that, or whatever the case is. But, I think that stuff is kind of like, it's like I said, it's subjective. Like value has all these different values for people. Like it's, that doesn't matter to me, but it's extremely important to you. And like, that matters to you. And it's like, it doesn't affect me. I'm just going to go play the game anyway. And I'm going to play it how I'm going to play it. And if somebody spends, $4,000 on trade skills, I don't give a shit. Like it just doesn't bother me.
Ring from Diablo 2 Resurrected. Watched a video on that earlier. So he spent $4,000. God bless.
Wow. I mean, yeah. Good on them, I guess. I mean, shit.
You got it, flaunt it, but also you better keep it secret because you're not allowed to buy shit with real money per Blizzard's terms and conditions.
Well, there we go.
Terms of service? Whatever.
Yeah, same diff. Yeah. I don't know, like it's just I like so they backed off on that, right? They're just like, okay, everything that's going to be in the shop is just going to be vanity, it's going to be cosmetic and all that stuff. And that's what they're talking about with Ashes too. Like it's just gonna be all cosmetic, which I'm totally fine with, and that's what I think a cash shop should be.
Support artists because I know it's hard to get into anything as an artist. So
sure,
if you are an artist and you design a sweet fucking mount that you think High Warlord Trainsworth would look fashionable on, I will absolutely throw some booty at it, baby.
Yeah, and So I don't know, like I think it's interesting that like we have different vantage points too, like because Lotro was one of the first free-to-play MMOs, so like they had a different take on it. And then like I played the Old Republic, and that was just like cash shop in your face all the time. And it's like, dude, it was so bad in that game that if you wanted extra skill bars, you had to buy that out of the store. Like that's egregious, man. That's ridiculous.
Oh,
so
wonderful vocabulary, right?
Yeah, you like that?
Now hear me out real quick.
All right.
When I say free to play, but very successful company due to artwork and skins and all those kind of things.
League of Legends.
Thank you, dude. Thank you, Bludborn. Now, they announced an MMO, yeah?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we know literally nothing about it, but I'm real curious to see how that one is.
We know it's in the League of Legends universe. That is what we know.
Which is sweet. I mean, so I actually haven't seen it. I
Arcane?
do need to see it. Yeah.
I haven't watched it either. It's on my list of stuff. There's so much stuff out there we got to watch.
Yeah, The Witcher 2 came out, team, and that was just, for one,
I loved it. He's a god amongst men.
And I would hold his hand in public.
He's a god amongst men.
Mm-hmm. He's a gamer, dude. He's a gamer, bro.
He's one of us.
Get him on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him right now. No, see, he won't answer because he'll be playing WoW.
I respect that.
Did you hear about that?
Why I don't answer my phone. Yeah, with his Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I was like, this is our guy. This is our leader.
This is him.
Imagine finding out you were raiding with Henry Cavill.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities that used to play WoW.
Used to. They probably said they don't anymore, but
they probably had to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So like, you get into, I don't know. I think about this all the time too, and like how our perception of MMOs have changed over the years too. It's like, because when the genre was new, and like I say new for us, like, you know, WoW was your first one, Lotro was my first one, and it was like obviously there were ones before that, but those were the like mainstream ones that really kind of killed it, you know.
Gotta pave the way, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you had your RuneScape and you had Ultima and stuff like that, and
also online,
yeah, and so they kind of set the stage.
Before WoW?
What was that?
Was Eve online before WoW? Eve?
Eve, I think, was in 2000.
No, I'm sorry. EverQuest. I'm thinking of EverQuest.
Oh, EverQuest, yeah, I think original EverQuest.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was at my homie Brendan Cherie's house in, I don't know, early 2000s. I saw his mom or his stepmom and his dad playing it, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, original EverQuest was March of '99.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you had stuff like that and the Ultima series and all that kind of stuff, and you know, so like, and then you have, you know, WoW come out, and you know, what was it? Let's see, that was 2004, and then 2007 is when Lotro came out. And so like, I probably would have played WoW. I just didn't have a computer that could play it at the time.
Right. That was the hardest part.
And I didn't even get to play right at the very initial start of Lotro until I got a computer that could play it.
That hot dial up.
Oh no, nah, bro. I had broadband. Come on.
Whoa, dude.
Wow.
Don't call me a peasant in front of our friends, okay?
You peasant.
Peasantio.
But no, like, so, you know, I'm sure you can remember very specific things that happened, you know, in the first bit of playing WoW, and like I have very vivid memories of playing Lotro the first time I did the Rift, which was one of the first raids, you know, and taking down the last boss and all that kind of stuff, and meeting people.
David Wendelkin's house.
I like how you're just outing all of your IRL friends.
IRL, dude. I mean, I haven't talked to Brendan Cherie or David Wendelkin in 10 years, but I remember going to Dave's house, and he was in, I want to say he was in Black Rock Depths.
Okay.
This is World of Warcraft, dude. And I said,
a little BRD.
A little BRD action. He was fighting some, I don't know. He was fighting something outside of it. He wasn't even in Black Rock Depths. He was outside, like in the Molten Core area, on the mountain. And also, team, I just never know where I am in Azeroth. I just know where I'm supposed to go. Okay. So forgive me for not knowing the names. It's okay. I kill shit. It's like that scene in Tropic Thunder when he's like, I don't know the name of the gun. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life. But yeah, so that's what I do. But I remember he was outside of BRD and he was like, dude, this is WoW. And he was showing me all about it. And I said, oh, I could get into this. Cause you know, I was like a Final Fantasy, Zelda kid growing up. I was playing a lot of Diablo 1. And then when I saw that, I said, oh, well, I think I had started Diablo 2 at that point because Diablo 2 is like 99 or something like that, I think. Yeah. Diablo 2 99?
We're going to learn right now.
Let's find out. I forget.
Diablo 2? 2000.
2000, June 29th. God bless, dude. That's my birthday. Just kidding. But it was, I don't know. I want to say 2005 when I was at David's house and he was showing me the shit and I was like, this is a game I could get into. And it started at his house and we hung out a little bit, but nothing crazy. And another good buddy of mine got all of our friend group into it. So I mean, it was just our buds. we would go to our friend's basement and just play for days upon days and just no life it.
I miss those days. I'm just
Dude,
not
we'd go
having to care.
skateboard while the sun was up. We'd come home and just I don't know. We did not sleep. We were
Dude,
just zooted out of our fucking minds on Red Bull and shit.
I mean, that's how it was for me. I mean, I rode BMX during the day and a lot of times during night too, and then I would just come home and raid.
Shattering your teeth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, come home and
Awful.
raid, dude. Man, shit was so cool. I love those days. I had a conversation about this last week with my my sweet angel Flappy Flops. You know him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We went out to dinner and we were talking about how some of the best days of our lives we were just sitting in fucking ex Bazen's basement.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember like those were like some of the first times I was ever late to work. Was just like,
yeah,
it's the raid.
Wink, wink.
Right. Was the raid stuff, you know, like because you're just like, oh, we got to beat this boss, man. We just got to do it, and
all that mattered.
You know, it's progression stuff, and you know that's like, so it really evolved pretty quickly for me because I started playing in, I think I actually started playing in November. Like I had been looking up stuff on Lotro for at least a couple months, and then I could start playing it. So I started in November, and then by, I want to say like maybe March or so, I was raiding. So like, okay. And I didn't know what any of this stuff was. I'm a good buddy of mine, Mike, that is in, he lives up in Canada. I remember meeting him on a very specific quest, and this is the kind of stuff I mean. Like, there's very specific moments that I remember very early on, and you know, for any of you guys listening that play Lord of the Rings online, there's a very specific quest in the Lone Lands called Sever the White Hand, and it's literally just this like stupid area that just has a bunch of half orcs running around, and like I'm running up through this area, just you know, killing half orcs for the quest, and my buddy Mike, his character was Tar's alt because his main was Tar-Cuthalion, and so his art
was Tar's alt.
Tar's alt. So I would always call him Tar Salt, and so he I guess he was inspecting my character because he played a champion as well, and that was what I was playing. And he just sent me a PM, which at the time I didn't even know what the hell that sound was. So it took me a minute to figure out what the hell that was. Okay. And then once I did, like, because he was like running circles around me and jumping, I'm like, God, who's this annoying fuck? Like, get away from me. And
be gone, thought.
He's like, hey, why aren't you running in fervor? Which is basically at that time it was the big damage stance for a champion. And it's also like, why do you only have one-handed sword? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
just shit talking to you, a nerd.
Well, and so that actually is where our friendship started. He's like, here, like, I main a champion. Let me run with you, and I'll like show you some stuff. I was like, all right, cool. And then so he brought me into the guild, and like later on became an officer, raided, and all that stuff. And it's you know, some of those guys came down to my wedding and whatnot, and it was just really cool, you know, and. Still talk to a lot of these people today, and like, you know, that's where I met Brant and Justin, who's Shaladul, Clint, those are all, you know, Lotro guys. Yicky and Bell, they're all Lotro guys, you know, like
Yickus, Bellis.
Yeah, so it's like, and those are like me and Yicky used to fight in the Ettenmoors, which is the PvP area. We used to just fight because he was on the other side. And yeah, and it's like this long-term friendships. It's crazy what can come out of video games. And
man, yeah, I've met so many people. I mean, I went to Vegas with half of them, right?
Yeah.
My personal favorite was when I didn't realize who. I don't know if I even told you this. I was playing Classic WoW, so this came out in 2019, 18, 19. Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
And I was playing with this guy named Kemra for, I don't know, 6 months. I was like, yeah, this dude's tight as shit, dude. Like, this is my guy right here. Like, every time I get on, we'd hang out, we'd play. And I didn't even, I didn't even know he was a guy that I've already met in real life multiple times because he hung out with my old roommate.
Oh gosh.
But my guild leader Eric at the time, I think you've met Eric maybe,
But
and
the kid?
Eric's one of my best friends, and he was like, "Wait, you didn't know that was Cody?" And I was like, "What? How would I, dude? What?" It was so embarrassing. He said, "Bro, I knew it was you the whole time." Because I mean, everyone calls me Train in real life, so Trainsworth. I was like, "Oh, that really gives it a." But Kemra, Cody, I was like, "I didn't know it was you, dude." And then one time he was just talking shit to me, and I was like, "Listen here, brother," and we figured it out, and it was an embarrassing, hilarious moment. And now, I mean, Kemra and I mean, we text every day.
Well, that's I mean, obviously we don't want to disclose where people are working, but you know, that was actually one of the first things that I remember, like you and me talking at work, and like just the gaming stuff coming like, oh, what do you play? And like, oh, you know, WoW and all that stuff. Oh, cool. And like I play MMOs also, and like we just like instantly hit it off. And
if you get me excited about something, bro, you're done for. Like that's my guy. He's coming home from me.
Yeah, we're locked in. But no, and just like all that stuff, you know, and leads on to more stuff with like other people, like, you know, meeting Rob and all that stuff, and doing the TwitchCon stuff, and
TwitchCon, bro.
Yeah.
Bar.
Yep. Having
no shapes looking boy.
6 dudes in one hotel room, smelling awful.
All I needed, this is the secret team. You ever go meet a bunch of your video game homies that you've never been around and you don't know their sleeping tendencies, aka snore lords? Go ahead and buy yourself the most expensive pair of noise canceling headphones you can find. Use them for your trip, and then return them. It's beautiful. I love it. I do it every time. I'd call it testing.
Yeah.
And as a salesman, I got to speak upon those.
Speaketh upon.
At an intimate level. I would just fall asleep listening to thunderstorms and some noise canceling. I slept like a baby, dude, every night.
That's good stuff.
That's the only way to do it. Plane ride there was glorious. Naturally, we flew in that fucking flying trash can. What was that, Allegiant?
I don't know.
Frontier. It's basically like, hey, we might make it there. I was like, take my money.
You got to ride on the wing, though.
Yeah. Well, it's also the loudest thing on this planet. You can't have a conversation with anyone, and they're
just like straight up
peanuts and Jackson
the whole
Cokes.
Time. This is terrible.
Actually, I would get drunk and put on my noise cancelers and play. I got this little golf game that I bought like 2 years ago, maybe longer. It was a 99 cents golf game on my phone.
Best dollar you've ever spent?
Best dollar I ever spent, dude. It's I make it a point to play at minimum 50 levels per flight, and all you do is just like you pull with your finger, like a little pull game where you like pull it back and you shoot it into a hole, and then it's like an auto-generated random map every single time you score the hole. It just changes, and I'm on hole like 4,000 something.
You fly a lot.
I've flown once or twice.
But then like so
Birdsworth,
all that stuff, and then it brings us to like we've always had like mismatches in games. It's like, well, you've been playing this one for a million years. I've been playing this one for a million years. And then we're like, all right, cool. Here's this game that's coming out. Well, it sucks. All right, well, here's this game that's coming out. You know, I'm not really digging that one. And then it's like, did you know about Ashes, or did I show it to you?
I don't remember specifically. I'm probably just going to assume you showed it to me. You said, bro, hold on, stop. Whatever you're doing, it's not important. I said,
look at this.
I'm not doing anything.
Look at it. Look at it.
I was probably supposed to be doing something. You said, watch these YouTube videos. And I said, all right.
Yeah, and that was back in 2000. I want to say that was in like 2017, 2018, maybe. Like when those first videos were coming out.
I'd like to say it was around there.
And it was like just proof of concept stuff. And I was just like, I think it's this one, dude. I think it's this one.
And we had the conversation of if this shit delivers on 50% of what they're saying, it's gonna be the greatest game I ever played in my life.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. I mean, just having like really, they have religions, and you know they're still gonna have all your typical stuff like dungeons and raids and your guilds and mounts, housing. Like are gonna have all the normal stuff, but some of the ways that are approaching stuff.
You didn't say the most important thing. Slow enough or erotic enough for me.
Mounts.
There it is, baby. Okay, love that. Yeah, I didn't really mention that about myself earlier. Big fan of mounts. Love mounts.
Except in Lord of the Rings Online, that's the reason why he doesn't play the game.
That is facts. I'm not even kidding. Also, the map really fucks with me.
The map?
The map really fucks me up, dude. I tried to use the map. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm looking at.
It's
I ever told you that.
It's a parchment map.
Yeah. But I'm not holding the scroll, so I don't know where I'm looking.
Okay.
Whatever, dude. I'm sorry. There were parts of Lotro that I actually did like. Like playing the characters was fun.
I'll give you that.
What did I have? I had a little hunter.
Little hunter. Yep.
I had another one too. You let me log on to one of the homies' characters.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, you just don't like the way the mounts strafe. I just.
For some reason,
I don't understand it.
This isn't real life for me, dude. I don't feel like I'm riding the mounts.
It doesn't fly.
I'm a mount snob, dude.
Well, and honestly, that is something that it looks like they're going to have a massive amount of.
Every time I see one, I'm like, I shouldn't wear tight pants when I watch these videos. Because I'm ripping holes in these things left and right.
Dude, like, they look so good and they're also unique. Like, and
seriously, dude. Oh man, it's so cool. I will be very disappointed if I am not able to collect as many as possible.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
I will call Steven and I will say, Steven, listen.
Steven!
Steven, my last name is basically your first name, so listen to me. We're brothers.
We're brothers in beard.
Brothers in beard. I'm growing mine back right now.
Yeah.
Is this a video one?
Yeah.
I'm growing it back right now, team. Tell me if you like it short or long.
This is about as far as I can go. Okay? This is as far as I can.
No, I had a decent fatty on me for a minute.
Yeah.
I was posting it on my Twitagra, but I shaved it for, I don't know why I shaved it. I think I got bored. Also, when I have a beard, my skin gets all fucking oily, and then it's like, you're a 13-year-old boy, break out. So if I shave my face, it clears up in an actual day. It's very weird.
It's just science, bud.
I know. I just bought some beard oil shit to see if I can make it not happen again, because we got the New Year's coming up, and I need to look like a stallion.
I mean, I always do, so.
That shouldn't be hard, right? I bought some sweet-ass turtlenecks for it. Yeah, but that's besides the point.
See, this is why we do this. But seriously, like, so Ashes. This is going to be something because, you know, the way it's going to line up, I know you're not going to be really going into Wrath when Classic comes out.
I'm already iffy about it, and like I'll play it if Ashes isn't out. That's kind of what I'm at.
Which is funny because that would be the most intriguing time for me to jump in, would be Wrath, because that's when I started playing WoW.
I mean, I'll fucking play with you, bud.
I just don't know if I want to do it again.
I know, I get it.
You know, like just having two MMOs that I'm playing right now is bad enough. Like I can't dedicate, and my playtime is cut down a ton already. So like, I don't have enough time. That's why I'm only playing one character in Lotro. When I used to have everything maxed, raid ready, raid geared, let's roll. I can do anything.
Dude, you know me. That boggles my mind. I just leveled my second character a little bit today. What's my second character, Bloodborne?
Worth.
What's Worth?
I don't know. Another mage? I don't know.
Another mage. You think I'm gonna start a different character? No, I'm literally leveling a character to 70. So I don't have to respec my current mage every time I want to do something else.
It costs money, man.
It costs money, dude. Costs money. You think I got time to farm on Trainsworth? No. I'm out there killing Gruul, killing Meg's Lair, killing SSC and TK, dude. I don't have time for that. I'm doing rep runs.
Yeah.
Netherwings are about to come out. Netherwings, Netherdrakes, Netherwings.
Same difference.
I know. So when I have the time to farm, I'm not in the right spec. It would be 50 gold to respec, 50 gold to go back to my raid spec every single time I do it. I have to be respec for raid.
Oh, yeah.
You think they're not going to notice if I go from top 3 to 5 every single raid to 11th? They're going to be like, bro, what's up? You drunk? I'd be like, yes, but still.
Are you hitting buttons?
No, if anything, they'll say, bro, are you sober?
But yeah, so I mean, like that's kind of the point with this stuff is we'll actually have a game that we can, you know, align on, start together, try to get everybody together on. And that's something. Oh God, he's got the tequila out.
Well, I was talking sober and drunk, and I said, might as well get me closer to the other end. This podcast, boss, brought to you by Jalisco, Mexico. Is that a what is that? A city state? A city?
I don't know
how that works down there. Oh my God! You know all tequila comes from there.
You serious?
Swear to God.
You serious, Clark?
I don't know about all of it, but a lot of it. Somebody told me that once. But I was drunk.
I don't know if I believe that.
Let's go hit it with the Google magic.
And
then I need you to either tell me to give you a toast or you hit me with a toast.
Okay. Let's see. Well, tequila is only produced inside the Mexican state of Jalisco.
Did you think I would lie to you, Bludborn?
Yes.
Listen, dude. Don't point out my flaws.
Oh. Learn
I'm
something today.
Up, dude. You gonna hit me with one?
With what?
Some word magic. Some Shotterino. Some toasty.
To finally getting to play a fucking game together.
I'm big into that. That sounds good.
There you go.
Now, hopefully a million bajillion people watch this and they make fun of me so hard in the comments saying, that pussy drank some Gatorade first and then he took a shot and then he drank more Gatorade. Whatever, dude.
Whatever gets you there, bud. Down the hatch. There you go.
Bless, dude. God bless. You think I got salt and lime on deck? And you think I'm man enough to take it without anything? Down in my face.
I mean, can you really call it blasting off if you do all that then?
Listen, dude, a rocket's got cargo. You know what I mean?
All right, fair enough. Well played.
Hey, James Webb just got sent into space. That's a whole other podcast, though. I'll go off about that.
It is, and I was super excited about it. And I could also talk about this stuff for hours and Starship and the Mars and Moon and
real cue into our space podcast.
Like seriously, I could talk about that stuff all day.
I fucking love that shit, dude.
I was real bummed that I missed the launch because it was at like 7 a.m.
They got to keep it. You know what? One of my favorite parts of this 10-year delayed $9 billion over project was the fact that they had to ship it there secretly to avoid pirates. It's like, wow, Jack Sparrow's gonna fuck James Webb up.
Well, how about the fact that it is a NASA project that it launched on a European rocket in South America?
Listen, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Through the clouds and into space, baby. We'll see you in 29 days.
That was actually 1 billion of it was transit.
Are you serious?
No, I'm just.
I was like, I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an Independence Day. You know, they spend $20,000 on a hammer and $10,000 on a toilet seat, do you? Like, I mean,
what do you think Will Smith's doing? But yeah, Ash is. Man. What's one thing that you're so beyond stoked about in it?
Just that it's a completely original IP. The fact that it's not tied to, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, any other like existing. Yeah, exactly. But I like them all in their own right.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and I think that's probably what made WoW so unique is because it was its own IP. And I think it leaves the door so far open for them. And also the fact that, you know, since Steven is the creative director and there's no board of directors that he has to answer to, he doesn't have to answer to some corporate bullshit. Basically,
my favorite part.
The corporate bullshit is his head, like whatever he decides, you know, like.
Saying, what do I want to play today? What's my next raid gonna be?
Yeah, and it's just like,
designing your own MMO.
Yeah, and just having the freedom to do it, and like, you know, I think that's the most intriguing thing, is because even what we're seeing in some of these newer videos, like the one that came out the other day with the Unreal Engine 5 stuff, which was amazing. If you have not watched it, go watch it because it looks gorgeous.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do your eyes a favor.
Yeah.
And it's even in my opinion, the worst terrain possible.
Yeah, snow.
And it still is it's just white.
Yeah.
There's no color. The fucking flowers. Oh my God, stop, dude. Stop it. Just stop it.
But and then something happened in the video that we probably shouldn't speak of, but it was the mounts.
Stop it.
There's so many and they're so good.
I will leave right now, dude. Go to the bathroom.
But no, I think that's like legitimately the coolest thing, is to actually get an original idea, because original ideas are so hard to come by anymore. Like the progression of the node system, like thinking about it, that different servers are going to be different, not just because they're in different geographical location or whatever. It's like, no, the choices that were made on this server changed the world this way versus what happened on this one.
Yes. And I absolutely love that entire concept. And I love the fact that it is an original idea, but I'm also not against the idea of taking something that already exists and just putting your own spin or making it better or just making it make sense in your own mind as a creator. It's like, that's
yes. Like there's certain things that I feel like you have to have, and you know, like you got to have PvP.
Yeah, dude.
You got to have mounts, you got to have raids, you got to have dungeons, you got to have you know, the
different categories of loot, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna
the crafting, you gotta have like the whole economy situation, the different races, all that stuff. And like you said it at the very beginning of this,
the same confirmed.
Oh, you said it at the beginning, like if they deliver on half of the stuff that they want to do, like we've had this conversation a million times, it's going to be an amazing game. And I don't know if you caught this, but at the end of the broadcast they did last week, they even talked about, like, I don't remember the actual like verbiage that they used, but it was like basically this launch is going to be the best launch ever, and it's going to be like, yeah, there'll be bugs, but it's going to not be like problematic. And they are definitely taking jabs probably at New World on that one, because
dude, that's not just New World, that's fucking
that's New Worlds was bad though, man. Like that launch was
bad. But how many times have you been a part of a launch? Wait, have you been a part of many launches?
Like expansion launches, but not original launches. I take that back. So I was part of the Old Republic's original launch, which was actually really good. There were two broken things, like two really broken things. One was the imbalance on the servers as far as like Imperial to Republic, because everybody went Imperial. And so like when you went out to Ilum, the PvP planet, like it was so broken because a majority of the server was Imperial. So they would go out there and just literally push the Republic all the way back to the spawn. Yeah. They would destroy the protective turrets, which wasn't supposed to be able to happen. And then
I love that.
So when you would spawn in, you'd spawn in on the teleporter pad around, 50, 60 Imperials just sitting there blasting. So the only way you could get out of that was literally to log out and hope that at a different time when you logged in, that spot wasn't just being farmed to high hell.
That's tragic.
So they eventually put up like protective barriers, so like that you literally couldn't cross it. But then like the first like raid or operation that they had, like you actually couldn't complete it. It was actually broken. But like that was a good one because they let you build your guild ahead of time on the website. You got to actually get everybody in there, send out invites and stuff. And when the game launched, like, cause I think you even got to like pick your server, but basically what would happen is you logged in, the guild leader would log in, and then the guild would auto create and everything. And then it would actually, I think if you were a part of the guild, it would tell you what server to go on to when you logged in for the first time. So it wasn't like, okay, what server are we going on to? Well, I can't get on, there's a queue. Like, you were fine. And so that launch was actually really good, except for and like those were unforeseen things, like with the raid and the PvP planet. But no, like I mean, comparatively, like New Worlds was really for as excited as I was, and I was, part of alphas and betas and all that stuff, and did the previews. It was very deflating,
Okay.
because I had so many people across a lot of different circles of friends that were
that makes it hard.
Were pumped on it, and the guild size was immediately a problem because you could only have 100 people in a guild. And that was mainly because
by myself.
But the big problem was that there was only 2,000 active people on a server. Yeah, and so you're basically saying that's why we had such astronomical server queues, and the server queues actually had a limit of 20.
A limit?
Yeah, of 25,000, and people would get hit to a point where they couldn't connect to the login queue even.
Oh man!
And so
didn't Final Fantasy just go through that issue?
Did they? I don't know.
Their queues were hours.
Oh, there were people that were like in queue for 8-10 hours, and
they stopped selling the game, didn't they?
What, New World?
No, Final Fantasy, was that 14? Is that what they're playing right now? Is that the online one?
14 is the one they're playing right now.
Yeah, a lot of my buds that quit WoW are playing that, and a lot of them said that when the newest expansion came out, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
was that Endwalker or whatever?
That sounds. Let's. FF.
I don't know. 14's never been my thing.
No, yeah, me either.
I think that was one. Yeah, November 19th. Yep.
Endwalker. Yep. Yeah. A lot of my friends, like I genuinely talked to a lot of people, and they would just sit in Discord and talk, and say, "Oh, well, I just gotta sit here and make sure I don't go AFK for the next 5.5 hours to get online." I'm like,
all right,
that is tragic.
Yeah, and I think that's stuff like that. I hope that Intrepid is really like looking at and seeing like, how can we best avoid this shit or mitigate it to where it's not a problem.
I get it. If it's a game, if it's a game that's going to be that popular, it's like, I get it, but mitigate it as much as you can. Address the concerns of the people. Like talk to your community when shit is down and people are in fucking 3,000 people queues and it's 10 minutes a person.
And they did I think they did a kind of bad thing with New World in opening up all these additional servers, because that's just going to immediately be mergers. It's like the problem really still to this day is just the server capacity, and they've got to find a way to make that bigger without sacrificing performance, which is and I think that's ultimately just where the game fails. And that's me saying that as I still actively play it, because I really do enjoy it. And there's some seriously frustrating things with that game. There's seriously frustrating things about Lotro for me. But there's things that I genuinely really enjoy about both of them as well. And until you get to a point where the bad shit outweighs the good shit, then I'm still gonna play, Right. And I just hope that like everything I'm watching with Ashes, the progress that they're making, I was in Alpha 1 and getting to play and it was very limited, but just finally getting something tangible to actually see, and it was very, very basic. There were only 3 classes in there, and it was 3 of the 8 main archetypes. So they only had 3. It was the cleric, the tank, and the fighter. No, I know it was the cleric and the tank. I can't remember what the third one was. But now I had 4 of the 9 races.
Okay.
So it was it was really just testing out, hey, can you actually accept a quest? Can you zone into this place? Can you chat? Can you do these basic functions?
I remember when Vanilla first came out. So Vanilla 2.0, classic vanilla, right?
Yeah.
2019. Yeah, and we log in as trolls, and we start in the Duratar area, which is right below Orgrimmar,
Mm-hmm.
and we immediately just ran to where Morgar, more or something. I don't know. Right below Thunderbluff, which is where all the Taurens spawn,
Mm-hmm.
and we started questing there because you couldn't kill a boar. The
Yeah.
first thing you do in the fucking game, you couldn't touch one because game was hot.
Yeah.
Game was hot. You couldn't do a goddamn thing. That was hilarious. It also took us like an hour and a half to run there.
Well, and I think that's part of it too, is like with a game like this, there's so much stuff out there to learn from, as far as like overdo it on the servers, just like, and I know it's like, that sounds really probably simple, just like, oh, just get more servers. And it's not that easy. I mean, there's a million things that go into that as far as people connecting and,
right,
actually interacting and all that stuff. But like, there's got to be, because there are games, like I think about stuff like even playing in like Warzone, for example.
Okay.
And this is not the best example, but 100
a Warzone.
But having 150 people drop into a map and having, all the possibilities and it being completely loaded in, like,
okay.
And I think those maps are probably like between 4 and 8 kilometers squared. Like, I think most of them are like, I want to say they're probably like 5 by 5 maybe. So they're decently big. And so that's a lot of information. That's why the game's so freaking big. But, like having all those people loaded in, not actually on your screen, like you go into actually in your screen
scenario.
But, it's not like you're going into, Iron Forge or something and there's a million people there, or like,
never heard of it.
Oh, sorry, Orgrimmar. Sorry, I was an Alliance boy.
SMH to this day, dude.
You made me convert. Shut up.
I know. I love you.
I hated it. I hated every minute of it. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff out there. You can see, you look back in the history of all these MMO launches and see like who got what parts right, and see like how do we implement that part that worked so well for these guys. These guys did not have any server performance. What did they do? These guys didn't have like, shit crashing when they had more than 50 people on screen. Like there's so much data out there and so many examples to pull from and so many experiences at this point that I think them taking longer to get this game out. And how many times have we heard this? It's like, I'd rather them take longer to get it right than to rush it. And then when it does come out, shit still doesn't work. It's like,
dude, it's insane,
come on,
man.
And
it's like they finally hit that deadline. You're like, oh no, we just gotta put it out.
Well, and that's what I think is, again, back to what we were talking about with, Steven being the creative director and not having a board. He doesn't have a Activision sitting there like, we told these guys this date, we got to have it out then. Right. It's like, well, why'd you make it that date then? Just like, let them just make the fucking game.
The date is when it's done.
Jeez. Yeah, it's just like
fucking, I don't know, 2 weeks after. I don't know how that shit works, but
yeah,
a month after.
That's the thing, dude. Is like, it's easy for us to say, being like outsiders. Like, I know nothing about the development process. I just know what it's like to be a player that's played a bunch of shit stuff on launch.
You know a little bit more than the average player when it comes to some MMOs, though. You've seen quite a bit.
Well, I mean, when I got to go to Standing Stone's studio, Pinion, one of the raid designers, like he actually pulled up the current raid at the time, and he showed me like how one of the particular, or actually it was the previous raid, we had moved on already, but he was showing me how, you're gonna laugh at the name of this raid boss, but the boss's name was Fingar. I can see it, shut up.
I'm a finger blast you, Bludborn.
Wow.
What was his audio?
Well, I mean,
what did he say when the fight started?
I don't think he said anything. I mean, it's a dragon worm thing, so
he's a dragon worm, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, he is.
WYRM worm, not
okay.
like an earthworm. Yeah. Come on.
In my head, it still went to earthworm.
I know.
I know you did.
But anyway, like he showed me the arena where it takes place and all of like the hookups and calls that and all the triggers that happen during a fight, and it was just this giant. It looked like a giant spider web.
Okay.
And I was just like, how does this make sense? And he's like, well, here's what happens when you phase one, and here's what happens when everybody walks in, like, and you could see all those triggers, and I was like, okay. And they were like using it's really amazing what those guys can do with the software that they're using, because they're using much older stuff and it's a much older engine. And I think that's something that's really intriguing about with Ashes moving to Unreal 5 too, because that's from the stuff I'm reading about it. It's going to actually make a lot of the stuff that they're doing with development faster. And one of the key things that they talk about that. So one of the key things they talked about was the fact that it would allow more than one person to work on a like segment of data at a time. Or like a zone or something like that, where previously you could have like one person and you'd have to kind of effectively like log out of it and let somebody else get in there. It's going to let more people do work at the same time on it, which I could see that potentially being its own set of problems, but like
too many cooks in the kitchen kind of situation.
Maybe, but I don't know.
They all have different responsibilities. Yeah,
sure,
maybe, probably. I don't know, dude. Let's go get jobs there. Steven,
they are hiring.
Steven, I'm a high warlord. Do you want me to show you what hundreds and hundreds of hours of PvP looks like, Steven?
It looks like a troll.
It looks like a troll mage ready to frost your fucking face off.
Yes, sir.
Have fun with this. Frosty dick warriors.
So I'm like looking through the table of contents on the wiki, and like some of the stuff they're even talking about. So they have like the node system, the economy.
Hey, the link. Let's be on the same page here.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. That's on the other computer. There we go.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. There we go.
So yeah, like I'm scrolling down and I'm looking at like the reactive world part. And like where they're talking about like the world bosses, destructible environments, naval combat.
I'm real curious about that.
I mean,
that's something they've mentioned quite a few times. And then there was that video of them showing off some of the like the swimming, how the mounts look in there, how the combat looks in the water, and it looked promising.
Are you going to be a boat lord? Ship lord?
Boat lord? I'm not a boat kind of guy.
You are or are not?
I mean, I've got sea legs. Don't get me wrong, but
you did play Sea of Thieves.
I did play Sea of Thieves, but all I wanted to do was fish. I didn't care about anything else. We'll see. Man.
Fair enough.
See. It depends on what it gets me. What does it gain me?
Who knows? I mean, if it's PvP, like, and you're out there, shelling people, like, we'll see.
I could be a cannon loader. No, I'm a cannon aimer. You load my cannons, and I'm bringing whatever you tell me to bring down.
Bring him down!
I will Legolas the fuck out of him, dude. Because Legolas didn't bring him down, dude. He still blew up the wall.
It was close.
Where's Jordan Cassini right now? Because he will laugh at that. One time we were playing Halo. I don't remember. It was one of the online ones 5-6 years ago. And we were playing with 4 of us, and it was 3 of us had died. Jordan was alive. 3 of them had died, and 1 of their players were alive. And it was like 49-49 on a Slayer match. And I just kept screaming, Legolas, bring him down. So naturally it made him laugh. He got shot in the fucking face and died. We all lost, but it was
didn't clutch it.
It was cry worthy.
That's unfortunate.
We didn't care at that point. We were all laughing so hard.
Actually, I know what you will be doing in this game.
What that?
It will definitely be the animal husbandry system.
You're goddamn right, I will. Actually, yes.
Because you will be breeding mounts.
I'm going to be breeding them all, dude. Different wings, different faces, different colors. Absolutely.
Mixing and matching different things and see what you get.
I'm amazing at making animals bang. It's perfect.
God. All right. Well, there's that.
Live in a farm.
Man, just like this page there's just so much stuff on here, dude.
There's so much stuff on here. This has almost become like a let's jerk this game off podcast, and I'm okay with it.
I mean, I'm excited for it. Like you know me, I'm really optimistic about games until they give me a reason not to be.
Well, another reason I'm so excited is we get to explore it together, right, buddy?
Yeah.
It's gonna be hot.
Well, and the only reason, like you told me, the only reason that you didn't do New World is because WoW Classic.
That's facts. I mean, yeah, I literally did not have time. Like I am so busy with all of the things that I could be doing, and I don't even do half of them. And I should be.
You could have just told me that just because there's no mounts in the game. You're like, fuck that.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't even know that until like it already launched.
So, I mean,
that's a big reason. There will be eventually, probably. Yeah.
Oh, maybe? Yeah. There will be for sure.
Yeah.
There's like stuff for them that were like that was data mined and stuff. Like it's gonna
data
mine the data. But yeah, so it'll be there. But so I don't know. I think that's probably a pretty good point at this because it's almost 1 o'clock here.
Yeah, no.
So, but yeah, we'll have to have you on here permanently.
I mean, sign me up, dude.
You're signed up.
Me the document.
There's no document.
Signed
in blood.
Yeah. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
All right, that's fair.
And a shot.
I got it all down here, bud.
God bless.
All right. Well, on that note, how about you let people know where they can find you?
Where can they find me, dude? They're going to find me at twitter.com/Trainsworth and twitch.tv/Trainsworth. Usually anything that is /Trainsworth, it's probably going to be me.
That's you.
It's me. Yeah, it's me. No one else is worth the train. You know what I mean?
Wow.
No, it's weird.
All right.
So
well, that is going to do it for this one. We'll get some more stuff together as far as like other games and other stuff that we're doing. And then, hopefully we get to do TwitchCon this year. Hopefully we get to do some other stuff. Please. And
this was like the passion of MMO one, right?
Yeah, this is just kind of seeing where the road takes us. Yeah. All right, so everybody, make sure you are following everybody's social media. I'll get you links and all that stuff if you're watching the YouTube version. I'll throw all that stuff down in the description. And other than that, we will talk to you all next time. Take care.
Kisses.